Yep, welcome back to the frequency at On The Radar. Man, very, very, very special guest in the building. 645 AR in the building, my guy.
Gabe, man.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Excited to have you, man.
It really means a lot, so I appreciate it.
Nah, for sure. Like, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, well, when we're filming this, it's been a while since the OTR came out. And, like, as someone who obviously has been hip to you since you started, even kind of like even before the squeaky voice and however you want to, what's the proper term for it? Do you have a term for it that you call it?
Falsetto. Falsetto rap.
Falsetto rap. So even before the falsetto rap, I had known who you were, and then the falsetto rap obviously came and took it to the moon. I remember the early days of me and my homies sharing the video, being like, this is different, this is hard, what is this? But like also when this went viral, I'm like, you know what? This is like the perfect time to have you kind of like, you know, you've been saying on IG like you back, right? So I felt like as someone who I just find as an interesting person, and like that's kind of the whole point of why I do these interviews. Like I want to interview people who I think are interesting and different. I felt like it was a perfect time to have you come and talk. You got a new project, I think, on the way.
Yeah,
doing stuff with Swamp Izzo.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, and yeah, I'm just like very thankful and just, you know, like it's my second go around, so
yeah,
I'm just optimistic. And I really appreciate you having me, like, for real. So
of course, man.
This wouldn't be possible without you. So let me just give you flowers,
thank
man.
You, man.
Like, yeah.
Nah, I appreciate you being here. And you know, the craziest thing is like I've known this for like a while, but like it was so jarring when like I was like, oh yeah, he's from New York. Because I remember when you first came out. Obviously, me being from New York, all my homies being from the boroughs, it was like there was like little rumblings of like a kind of like if you know that he's from the towns. And then obviously you had said it in like the Adam 22 interview, but I feel like that interview, because you know Adam's very West Coast.
Yeah.
I feel like that interview didn't fully permeate us
to the
over
East Coast.
here.
Yeah.
But like but you're from, bro, you got the Timbs on, it's 90 degrees outside, you got the Yankee fitted on, like you are, what block are you from in the Bronx?
From Jackson Ave.
From Jackson Ave.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
52.
So I do want to get into a little bit of like your NYC heritage, right? You know, this being like one of the craziest summers in New York. So you're from Jackson Ave. Yeah. How long were you living in the Bronx for?
I was living, I was really born on Jackson Ave, born in Lincoln Hospital, and then I want to say when I was about 8, I moved to Story Avenue in Soundview. And then I moved to Florida. So I've been in the Bronx, I want to say I moved when I was 11. And I've been in Florida, Atlanta, just back and forth. So about 11, 10, 11 is when I left, yeah.
What was like the reason for that move?
It was just, you know, my mom just wanted a better lifestyle for me. So it was just, you know, a lot going on. She just wanted to put us in a different environment. So you went south with it.
So you went to Florida first?
Yeah, I went to Florida.
Where in Florida?
We was in Fort Lauderdale. We was there for about, I want to say 8 months. We was there for 8 months, and she just wasn't feeling it. It was too hot, so we had to go where it was a little cooler. So that's how we got to Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So like literally the reason why you left Florida was because your mom was just like, it's too hot here. We gotta get out of here.
Florida, yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but she really moved because it was just a lot of shit going on, like in my neighborhood and shit. And she just ain't, you know, she wanted a better living for me. So yeah, so you know, she made it happen. Shout out to my mama.
And you grew up with your mom and your dad, or just your mom?
Yeah, no, I grew up with both parents.
Both parents?
Both parents' household.
Nice. So they really were trying to like just continuously move you from place to place, just trying to get you into a better
situation.
And so like I feel like you've never talked about this before, but we were talking about this like before the camera started rolling because I thought it was so interesting that you're actually Honduran.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, when people see you, right, obviously if you're from New York, I feel like people could tell that you're from New York.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, are you Spanish? Because I immediately thought you were Dominican. You said the Bronx, I thought you were Dominican. And then you said you were Honduran. How much of that Honduran heritage played a part in like your upbringing?
It played a lot. Like all my cousins, they all migrated to New York. So we was here and just moving around and different places, like dancing. Like it was just like, you know, it was, I want to say like eventful. Like every weekend we hanging out with all our cousins. They playing music, they listening to, you know, speaking Garifuna, they dancing and just getting right. So
can you speak like Garifuna at all? Like,
nah, I can't speak it at all. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Like my parents, like, you know, whenever they like they might cuss me out in Garifuna. So like I don't understand what they saying, or you know, like say my mom talking to my dad and she's saying something she don't want me to hear. You know, she might start talking Garifuna, but like I never spoke it. I don't understand it. But like I know when she say certain things, I know like, you know, like it might not be good. Like she might start raising her voice and, you know, like, you know, so grilling me, speaking Garifuna, probably just cursing me out, so I don't understand it. But I can't speak it at all. Man. Yeah, I wish I could. One day.
Because like I said, I was telling you that like we've had an influx of like artists from Honduras, but also like had you know the young homies from Uptown, Select the Ghost, Vibe Out, all them coming to the show. So like, and I'm Puerto Rican, so like for me, I wasn't super aware of like the Honduran community like that in New York. You know, I think I'm not sure how big it is, but I like pause, but like it's a pretty small community compared to I guess like the Dominicans and Colombians and Puerto Ricans in New York, but they're still there, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely not bigger than like Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, but it's actually like, you know, bigger than I thought. So it's a lot more Hondurans I've been seeing in the Bronx.
Do you have like, you know, you were 11 when you left. Are there any kind of like new? Because you know, I think right now everybody's like remembering you, and they're like, you know, that's 645. Is there any like New York like lore to you that like you kind of want people to like know about too?
Yeah. So people don't think I'm from New York. I actually played ball. I went to Hostos Community College. You know, I played,
get out of here. Okay.
Yeah, I played ball. So like, let's say like Kenny Stevens, the co-founder of Dykeman, like he used to be my coach. So like people don't know, like even just before I signed my deal, like I was at Dykeman. Like I want to say when Pop Smoke was there, I was there.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all early 2020s.
Yeah. Like, I was like 2019. So but yeah, like really from here.
But you've been back and forth for like.
Yeah, I've been back and forth. Like so, I want to say I left here 2008. And then I went back to school here 2014. And then I was back and forth, I want to say maybe 3 years straight between here and Atlanta. And then, I ended up signing a deal. And then I pretty much just been in Atlanta ever since, just getting home. Like me, I just need my space. So, like, it's kind of more spaced out and just like a different speed. Like, it's more of a laid-back speed. So I've been in Atlanta ever since.
But do you ever like miss the rush of up here?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss it. But like, you know, when I was living out here, I was just broke. So it's like, it's like different. Just like just the way I was moving around, like taking trains and shit. Like, so I don't really miss that. I don't miss the trains and like I was staying in my auntie, so you know, like pretty much, it's a 2-bedroom. Let's just say it's about 5-6 people in there, like that I don't miss. You know,
I think
like my own crib and
you have like your own crib in Atlanta. Yeah. I think like Atlanta, like that's why like you see so many New Yorkers eventually migrate to Atlanta. Yeah, like you know the whole thing is like you know space and you get to like you got your own. You don't have to like be on top of each other and like you know like you said no trains. Everybody driving out there.
Traffic here some different.
Atlanta got some bad traffic though.
Yeah, they do.
They do like in like the central city. Like there be sometimes be like, why do y'all got traffic? Like y'all are so spaced out.
But I hear it be different because you might be going 3 miles away. And GPS might say 45 minutes. Like, that's the crazy part. So, that ain't really so much in Atlanta, though. Like, yeah.
I feel like sometimes, like, when I go to Atlanta, like, you know, because, like, you know, music industry shit, like, it's always, like, especially because, like, we're based in New York, it'd be so hard going up. Like, L.A., it's kind of, like, difficult for me to get accustomed to, like, things in L.A. Atlanta's a little easier because, like, I got, like, you know, it's a lot of us out there. But then also, like, sometimes I'm like, it's a little too much space. I don't know if that's, like, my New York brain kind of, like, tweaking me out. Like,
what, Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. If you like in the city of Atlanta, everything is at least 15 to 20 minutes.
Right.
Like really 15 to 20 minutes. But like, you know, some people be on like the south side. Now that's just like far, 30 minutes. But LA, I think LA worse because LA like Los Angeles, then Burbank. That might be about an hour away. You might go to the hills. That's like another 45 minutes. Like,
yeah, LA's the worst with traffic.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I say it's LA, New York, then Atlanta.
LA, New York. Yeah, I agree. But with you, like, right, and moving to Atlanta, like, I've heard you say before, like, you get your swag from New York, which obviously, you know what I'm saying. I like you came real like New York out, even with the Gosby with the shirt. Like, shout out my Gosby family.
Shout them out.
I was just, it was funny. I was talking about some artists that had like. We were talking about some artists that had like they weren't from New York, but I'm not gonna say who it is, but they went to do some like radio show, and they were like cosplaying as like a New Yorker in it, and this is like the fit that they had, which was funny, right? And I'm like, damn, it really be people that try to like be like us, you feel me? But I think for you it's so interesting because like the music that you were creating early on in your career, obviously very Atlanta, your swag is very New York. When you were coming up in the A and starting to create music, what was it kind of like navigating? Because I'm sure at the time you had a lot of those New York influences still like in the music, in like your musical, well, like your musical background in general, just because of, you know, growing up. So like, how did you kind of like navigate through like your early sounds on like, because early on you were really making like strictly like trap music.
Yeah.
So how were you navigating through that at that time?
All right. So when I left New York 2016, then I moved to Atlanta. So I moved to Atlanta. I was staying off Moreland. And people like Ian Connor was just being around. Ian Connor, like, shout out K Supreme, shout out Ian Connor. They was being around. And it's like when Yachty was coming up too. So like I'm really like just right in front of it. So that shit, like I won't sit here and lie, like that shit didn't play influence on me. So it did, like just Atlanta shit and just being in the heart of Atlanta and just around the scene, so definitely played influence.
So you say like Yachty, the K Supreme, like that whole era of like music was kind of like the beginning for you.
Yeah, like I seen that like up front because I was like Larry Lee, like shout out Sensei, Randy Larry, like I was right in front of it. So I seen Yachty's come up. I seen like I didn't seen it all, so that definitely played influence. And then
how do you start like crafting this falsetto like style? Because you know, like you said, you went to Atlanta in 2016, right? All those songs like for the trap and yoga, those all came out 2020. At what point do you kind of like make the switch? Like, what was like the first instant in like the studio or in your creative process? So you're like, hey, like this is something different that I think I want to try.
Yeah, so I was just trying, like, experimenting with new sounds and shit. So, like, first what I really did was I did, like, half and half. I was rapping my regular voice. Then I was just, like, experimenting with, like, the falsetto. And, like, when I was experimenting, I was just realizing, like, it's really like an instrument. Like, when I'm doing this, like an instrument. So I just, you know, played around with it. And I just went from there. Like, I had posted a song called Crack. And Lil Tecca, he had like reposted this like at the height of like Lil Tecca's like the Ransom record.
Right.
He posted it and like people were just rocking with it. So I kind of just like ran with it.
And that was like the first instance of like really doing it. And so like you're saying like walking through that first process of making that record, it was just you kind of playing around with your voice. And like doing the 50-50. But then after like Tecca, it was like that's kind of what.
Nah. I was definitely playing around. I was playing around, and niggas were looking at me crazy. They were just looking at me like, you know. But I was dead serious. Like I kind of like, you know, it might have not been polished at the moment, but I kind of knew where like I wanted to go with it. So yeah, they was looking at me crazy though. Like,
what were like the initial reactions from like your homies, like when you did it for the first time?
They thought I was trolling. They thought I was crazy, and you know, like they was like, stop. They were like, stop, and I'm like, no. So yeah, but I like synced it. I synced it. I just knew it wasn't polished, but I knew like I just seen like a bigger picture for it.
Right, and it's crazy because like you've done it live too before. It was last night, like before any of these interviews, like especially if I got like a homie in the city where the artist's from, I try to call them and be like, hey, so like, what's some things you might know that I might not just be able to find online? He's like, well, I don't really know too much, but shout out my boy Manny Supreme. He's on the radio there, which by the way, he also has mentioned that there have been people who have like shown him like your OTR.
Yeah.
And they're like, who is this guy? And Manny's like, man, he been around for six, not to make the 6-7 joke, but 6-7 years, And I was talking to him last night. He's like, it's so crazy because he told me last night that one of the first shows that him and Camo are really close. And one of the first shows that I guess he went to, or it was one of the first shows that you did, where you did the falsetto joint live.
Yeah.
And he said it was crazy. He's like, because nobody expected you to be able to do that, like,
yeah,
in person.
People thought like it was a lot of pitch correction, but nah, I actually do it like naturally loud. I actually like deliver it like for example, like yoga. Like people think yoga has auto-tune. Yoga does not have auto-tune on it. Like I said, like actually like me like doing it like live. Like it's like a whole process, but it's not like effects. Like people think it's like effects now. Yeah, like For the Trap has like auto-tune on it, but like yeah, like I actually did it live. And it sounds like pretty similar to like a record.
Right. Is there like for my studio? Not my friend has a podcast called, what is it? Audio? Is it Audio Nerds Cam or is it Studio Nerd? Which? It's Studio Nerds. My friend Devon Terrell, he does a podcast called Studio Nerds, and that they kind of like go deep into like production and all that. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but for like the Studio Nerds out there, like I don't want you to give all the sauce away, but like how do you kind of like, what do you record in? How do you kind of like, you mentioned like certain songs have certain like either auto-tune or maybe like a little pitch correction. Like what is kind of like your setup for recording?
Nah, songs don't have pitch correction.
Oh, they don't have pitch correction?
Nah, they don't. Okay. They don't. But you got to drink a lot of tea because it do, like it take toll on your vocal cords. So you got to drink a lot of tea. Yeah. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, I just do it live. Like I just do a lot of takes and I get like the right take. And yeah, it's pretty much just using my voice as an instrument. Like yeah, I was just blessed to do that, to really just use my voice as an instrument and like and just like master my craft and like polish it.
Right. How many takes you say you kind of like you do a lot of takes? Do you do like takes straight through, or is it just kind of like you punch in? Like,
no, I punch in. I punch in.
Okay, you punch. How long does it take to? How many takes does it take to like really get that right?
I want to say maybe 6-7 takes, like couple takes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I usually already have like kind of just like I'll play out a melody and then it just like kind of like playing with it. And then once I just got it locked in, I just lay it down a couple times until I get it right. So
I fuck with that. Like, also, I feel like you kind of were the launch point for like a lot of other people's like careers too, in terms of like experimenting with different sounds and production. Because like right now, obviously the distortion sound is very popular. That's what people are doing, like the Two Slimies and all that. And there have been like a lot of other people who have like very hyper stylized sounds, like even from Atlanta. Like I think about like how like Laser Dim sound is very hyper stylized in that way with his voice, but also like the beats and like again like the beat selection and whatnot. Are there any other artists that you feel like have that have done the high pitched sound well that you like?
Yeah.
And the second part to that question is, are there any like artists that do that affected voice or distortion sound that you also fuck with? So it's a 2-part question.
Yeah. So I say like Baby Keem. Like Baby Keem, he did it and I fuck with like what he did. And like, he showed love and he paid homage too, man. But like a lot of these people, man, they be stealing my shit and we paying no homage. And that shit just crazy. But
with Baby Keem, so he paid homage how?
He just sent me a message. Like he sent me a message and he just said he was rocking with me and yeah, so.
And this was around the time that he was kind of experimenting with different
This one he did the Kanye record. What's that Kanye record?
That was on. It was
on Donda.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember
the
name.
Keem record. It was Keem.
Maybe Keem.
I want to say who else was on it. It was Keem, Kanye.
Praise God.
Yeah.
On Praise God. Okay. On Praise God. Yeah. It was Keem, Kanye, and Travis.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So it was around that time that he reached out to you and he was like, "Oh, yeah, wow." Okay.
At the time, because at the time I was just I was in jail and my manager, he was just calling me, and like every time I get on the phone with anybody, they were just like, "Yo, this and that." They saying he running with the swag, but it's not. I don't really think it's running with the swag. I just think it's like like he just being influenced, like just like I was influenced by somebody. So that's not a problem. But he paid homage, so I really appreciate that because like it take a lot to do that and just send me a message like and acknowledge, So I appreciate that. But like when people just like blatantly run with my shit and just, like don't pay no homage or, pay their respects, shit, I guess I don't know. And that might just be the music industry. So
right. I mean, I think in a lot of cases it's too. I mean, you even think like, on some New York shit, someone like Cash Cobain, who's obviously been so influential with his beats and whatnot, but it became like, sometimes things become bigger, so much bigger than like you expect it to be, that it just reaches so far that it's kind of like even people who might see the trend, they might not know where it originated sometimes, and they're just kind of hopping on it. I'm also not defending it, but I'm just like, I'm thinking about logistically, like sometimes people genuinely don't know where things started sometimes, which is also kind of like a problem too in its own right, But that's also not like defending people who don't pay homage when we're like, homage or credit is due, you know? But the second part of my question was like, are there any artists that you like with the hyper stylized sound right now that you fuck with or that you think are cool?
Not really.
No?
I'm not impressed.
Not impressed?
I'm not impressed.
What would impress you?
Paying homage.
Paying homage, okay.
Paying homage, that would impress me a lot. So, but the shit I'm seeing, I'm not really.
Right.
They can do their thing. People that, but they know where it came from.
Right. I respect that. But, like, it's kind of crazy because, like, this is doing what you do or doing what you did is obviously taking such a huge risk musically, right?
Yeah.
At that time, like, and I'm sure you understood, like the risk you were taking by putting out music like that.
Yeah.
How did it feel at the time when you finally kind of, like, saw it pay off with, like, Yoga and For the Trap, and like what was kind of like going through your mind when you kind of saw the trajectory of those records starting to like really move in like a positive way too?
I don't know. It felt good. Like I honestly say, I kind of knew it paid off when I seen like Baby Keem just rapping on the song with Kanye West and like doing it, and people like knowing just like where it came from. And like, cause it's Kanye West, so it's like when you hear that song, it's like I don't know, you just can't like, you could not think about me, if that make any sense.
No, I agree. It's like it's a way that everything's pitched that it's kind of like, oh, this kind of sounds like reminiscent.
Yeah, So. Say that question again.
Nah, I got you. I said, when taking a risk like that, like, how did it feel when everything finally started paying off? Like, when For the Trap hit, when Yoga hit, and everything started moving in a positive direction for, like, the music? Like, how did you feel at that point where it's like, oh, wow, I took this huge risk musically that most people would maybe be like, what the hell are you doing? Like you said, your friends were like, oh, what are you doing? And it started, moving and, like, obviously was helping your career.
Yeah. Like, I just knew, like, from when I first started doing it, I just kind of like seen like just like a whole direction I was trying to go in, because it's bigger than just a sound. It's kind of just like a direction of just like experimenting. So just like a lot of people, just at first, like a lot of people wasn't fucking with it, and like because they probably just didn't understand it at the time. So. They might not understand. So this is a perfect example. Like, so some people, they just like looked at it and they're like, what is he doing? Like, and why is he doing it like that? And like first time, it might be polarizing to them. So
Sure.
they might not understand it. But, like, when you actually listen to what I'm saying and you see, like, kind of how I'm doing it, and then, you know, like, you just see, like, other people doing it and doing it another way, then it's kind of like a lore, like, you know, it came from this. So it just, like, yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah.
You just want people to understand it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And like,
and they do understand it now. So
yeah, I feel like people have a better grasp on it now.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like at the time too, like it was, you know, there was an article that I had even seen where like Medium had at the time had said that you're the most bizarre rapper on the internet, but they didn't really mean it in like a negative way. It was more kind of like and I think that was like, you know, that was right after the SoundCloud era, after everybody was so polarized by like, you know, Yachty, Uzi, Peep, Juice, XO, and so forth, Cardi, like all that was like very polarized into like mainstream hip hop at the time, and I think that like that obviously led into, you know, like you said, like that era influenced what you did, and then you being able to do, you know, the falsetto voice, and has also allowed for more doors to open for the newer artists, and then, you know, like you mentioned, like even with Baby Keem, like hitting you up and showing you, you know, love for what you did, like, you know, it takes time for people to fully grasp something that is so different or new, that is out of what they're
usually listening to out there knowing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, usually listen to, or that they've been listening to for the bulk of their life. Yeah. You know? Obviously, I think, like, the kids get it, because, like, you know, they're more fresh, more new, like, you know, they're more into, like, finding new stuff and kind of, like, soaking in new content and new music versus, like, previous generations, which I think is obviously the problem, but it's not something that's just, like, easily fixable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, when these moments were hitting for you, it was kind of, like, a weird time because it was a pandemic, too. So it's like, how were you able to like navigate? I mean, Atlanta, there was really no pandemic though, right?
Nah.
But outside,
Atlanta was wide open. I was out here in New York, and yeah, they had just, cause I shot a video during the pandemic out here, and they just had like police patrolling outside. Just that's wild.
But outside of Atlanta, like, how were you like? Cause how were you able to like continue to promote the music? Because it was difficult at the time because you couldn't really do anything outside of like
just really social media, like, because everything got shut down, social media. But like the crazy thing is, at the same time, like right before things popped off, they deleted my Twitter. Like they just like deleted they nuked it like for no reason. And I was just like, I don't know, social media. Everybody was at home, so like social media was just like the easiest thing to gravitate towards, and it's just like you seeing this, and you just seeing a lot of people react to it. You seeing like that. So
do you feel like the pandemic and the inability to go outside, like a lot, like obviously not in Atlanta, but in other places of the country, do you feel like that kind of like slowed you down a little bit?
Oh yeah, nah, most definitely. I was supposed to go on tour, like I was supposed to do shows. I remember like I want to say. I was supposed to do my first show with 100 Gex. And,
oh, wow. That would have been fire.
Yeah, exactly. And I was looking forward to it, and then pandemic hit, everything got shut down. Like, the whole world got shut down. So I just had so much plans, like, didn't do no shows, nothing for, like, you know. So it's like, right when I pop, the world gets shut down. Right. So, you know, like, that definitely could just hold me back. But everything happened for a reason, so.
But like 100 Gex is like such an interesting duality for you, right? Because it kind of like, I feel like at the time that these records were out, and obviously 100 Gex was like, you know, like, I mean, they're still huge, right? But like that was like a perfect time for them too, and I felt like that would have been like the perfect like way for you to incorporate yourself into like other forms of music, like, you know, even with like electronic and whatnot. How did that even, was that like a Columbia play at the time, or was that like a U play that
was just a U play.
That was a U play.
Yeah, like they just like their management just reached out to me and was like, let's make it happen. I'm like, okay, let's do it. World gets shut down like 3 days later. Wow. So yeah.
But were you signed to Columbia at the time or no?
Yeah, I was signed to Columbia.
At what point did you get signed?
I signed January of 2020.
Okay, so like right after, before the trap?
Right.
one of my homegirls at the one of my really good homegirls, her name is Bree. She used to work at Columbia, and when
Bree, shout out Bree, PR Bree,
yeah, shout out Bree. And so
homie.
when we posted the shit, and me and her were talking about it, she like, man, fuck those people who don't know who 645 is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she she's like, wow, I'm so happy he's back outside doing things.
She seen it, like she was doing. Yeah, she was a part of the team. Yeah. So
your time at Columbia, how do you reflect on that now?
I'll just be honest. Like I'm kind of like disappointed in just how everything just came apart. Like usually, and I say that because, like me as an artist at the time, like I know exactly what I wanted my vision to be. Like I know what I wanted to do. So it's like, when we start doing these negotiations and I'm already telling them what my plans are, and they're like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then I signed a deal, and then it's just like I feel like they just slowed my pace down at the time, and you're just trying to pump out like a major hit, like, but that's like different artists just got different strategies, so that just wasn't working out for me. Was it like a lot of clashing between you and them? Like, oh, I want to do this, but they wanted you to do this? Yeah, most definitely.
So what did you want to do versus what they wanted to do?
So when I signed, right before I signed, I actually had a project I was ready to pump out. I was about to, so when For the Track came out, that was a start out. That was a startup of my rollout for my project. So For the Trap just took over the internet, and then, I signed a deal. And this is January. I signed a deal in January. The next record didn't come out till May, and that was Yoga. So Yoga was massive, and they were just trying to, I don't know. But so basically my project just got put on hold, and, they just telling me, they don't want the project to fall on deaf ears, but, it was just slowing shit down. Because I already had my plan. It's like, I'm going to sign a deal. This is what I want to do. And, we have a meeting and we talk about it and we say, okay, we are going to execute this. And then, I'll just put it a lot of examples out there, right? So, Something About You, that's a record with FKA Twigs.
Of course, amazing record.
That's a record with FKA Twigs, and that was ready the beginning of 2020. That came out August of 2020. So it's me, FKA Twigs. I want to say they had the record on hold for maybe a month. I'm ready to put it out, and they want to put Rosalia on it. I'm like,
they wanted to put. You said Rosalia.
They wanted to put Rosalia on it.
They wanted Rosalia on the FKA Twigs record originally.
Originally,
but it would have been y'all three.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, how y'all just doing that? I haven't even talked to Twigs, and just I don't even know if she's cool with that. And they just made it just major issues, being on the cycle, and that just slowed me down at the pace I was going when I came in. I was just dropping. I also get it too. I get the business aspect of it, but yeah, that just slowed my pace down.
So Rosalia would have been interesting on it, but I like that record so much as just y'all two.
Yeah.
And I, to my understanding, you correct me, she reached out to you originally, right?
Right.
So I feel like would have kind of been weird if it's if it was her, it was Twigs' idea.
Yeah,
and for her to put, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just doing that, and just a whole bunch of other things that they was trying to do. When I first signed, I told them I wasn't trying to rap. I was trying to just go into electronic. I told them that I wasn't trying to be boxed in as a rapper. And first thing they do is schedule me an interview with Adam 22, man. Shout out to Adam 22.
Shout out Adam, man, friend of the show.
Shout out to Adam, but man, I just you would agree with me, that's kind of more of a a
hip hop. More rap, more hip hop.
Hip hop, so
because at the time that was pretty much what No Jumper was. At the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm trying to do pop shit, and they just trying to put me in this hip hop box. So it was just a lot of clashing.
Right. But I feel also to devil's advocate, obviously a lot of stuff you were creating technically was hip hop.
Yeah, I definitely was. But if I play some records for you right now, it's not hip hop. It's actually electronic. And these records that I've been at that still haven't gotten released, but you know, that's a surprise. I got some, you know, that's where I'm about to drift off to. So
right, because that's always been what you wanted to do is go to the, and I think like you even setting up that 100 Gex tour too, on your own, like that's already kind of shows like the ideology that like what you were trying to follow. You're trying to just obviously you started in this hip hop lane, which is amazing and fine, but like also like you know you see like plenty of other artists who have been able to venture off and do their own thing and experiment. You know, I you know, Boat did that experimental project a couple of years ago. And then, you know, obviously you see with, like, the artists who eventually collaborate with, like, Major Lazer. You know, you see how many artists got to dip their toes in the electronic world just by doing records with them. So, you know, I think you deserve that chance also.
Nah, most definitely. Most definitely. Like, Comethazine, too. Just, like, you know, just rebranding. So, yeah. Nah, it's a lot of things in store.
That Twigs record, I remember the day that Twigs record came out, because I remember me and my homies, we was playing it, and I'm like, oh, nah, he's out of here. Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like one thing about like the falsetto music and, you know, people questioning its validity. But then, you know, FKA Twigs, who's such a celebrated artist, gets behind it. And you're like, oh, and then that forces, and I always talk about, like, I did this interview the other day with somebody, and I was like, the problem is, like, a lot of people have herd mentality. And so, like, you know what herd mentality is? It's like, okay, like, if you don't like something, and he don't like something, but I like something, but then everybody else around us starts liking it, then you automatically like it.
Then they're going to start liking it.
Exactly, her mentality, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I felt like was happening after the Twigs record, which isn't a bad thing because it helps your career, but also it's like, now people are like, oh, because Twigs gets on it, it validates it. Yeah, which also isn't, you know, it's not a bad thing at all. And personally, I love that record. I think that record did so much, like, for you in the eyes of a lot of people. I was like, okay, I'm glad that, like, he's now getting the recognition, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was just
I appreciate that.
That was just me.
Yeah.
But do you and Twigs still have like a relationship at all? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Twigs. She you know, she puts that's on her set list. Like
it is.
Yeah, on tour. She's on tour right now. And that's a part of her set list. So
that's amazing, man.
Twigs, bring me out.
I go, he's back outside now.
Come on, Twigs. Come on, Twigs.
So it was funny because even when I was like preparing for this interview, like I had seen like you know, you had dropped obviously a new record right before this, but you had like this J-Rock and Schoolboy Q. J-Rock, like, what was that reaction video from? I meant to ask you. I couldn't find it. I was trying to figure it out.
That was to For the Trap.
Oh, so that was from like.
Yeah.
Was that from 6 years ago?
No. Okay. They actually did that. I want to say like 2024.
Okay.
Is when they did that, or 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to J-Rock, man. Like, Schoolboy Q, like, tap in.
I saw.
That's
like,
what I'm telling all these people, man. Like Wayno, man. Like, you know, like, just they just not really understanding, man. But I don't know. I feel like that's your job to kind of, like...
Critique.
Yeah, critique and get in tune. But, like, you know, like, I don't know, like, they just, stuck in, actually, I'm not even going to say what I want to say, because it's not even coming off, so, like, I say people like Wayno, like, they want to hear, like, classic, like, New York shit.
Right, and just for context, Wayno is my guy, too,
yeah.
and I have no problem telling this, so, you know, I'll tell this to Wayno, too, like, I think, like, everybody has like their own type of music that they enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, and I think like if you know, if you don't like a certain type of music, it's just not for you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But just because it's not for you don't mean it's not for somebody else. So, you know, you always got to be mindful of that. And just, you know, before you start, you know, just talking crazy. But shout out to Wayno. Shout out Wayno. Shout out to Unc.
Like, I see, like, even, like, you know, like, the Too Slimy stuff, a lot of times I don't get it, but, like, I see it in person, and I see the people who do enjoy it. I'm like, hey, man, look.
Yeah.
It's an audience for everything. But, like, since we talking about the OTR shit, like, okay, let's get into it. So we dropped the On The Radar, right? And I remember, like, Aiden had hit me up, and Aiden's like, yo, 645 want to come do On The Radar? I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said, absolutely. And we still have another one we haven't put out yet, which is the Swamp Izzo record, I believe, which obviously we'll get to. But when he hit me up, I was like, oh, this is going to be so dope because, like, obviously, it's been a while since you was back outside. I thought it would be a good moment. I was hoping you were going to do the falsetto shit.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, I know it's going to go because, you know, you're going to have, like, the people who are new or who are forgotten or who don't remember or whatever, that will be like, what is this? But then, like, the people on the other side will be like, oh, I remember this. I remember him. Yeah. It's been a while. I hope he's been, whatever. And so I remember the day it dropped, and I just saw it, like, start shooting up, and I was like, oh, I already knew this was gonna happen. So like, what was your first like initial reaction to the On The Radar blowing up?
I was just like, I'm back. I ain't gonna lie, that's just how I felt. So, and this wouldn't be possible without you. I feel like I owe you my life.
No, that's all good, bro.
Anybody got to smoke with Gabe, you got to smoke with me.
I appreciate
Straight
you.
up.
I appreciate you. But yeah, how were you feeling?
Nah, I was just happy because like a lot of people just send that. And I'm not even trying to be stuck on this, but just like, I'm not trying to be stuck on like, oh, y'all niggas stealing my swag. It's cool though. But I just, like a lot of people was just happy to see like the, like the originator of this shit get back to it and just, be back outside. And, I was just very like grateful and just like, I was just like, that made me happy. I appreciate that. So.
Did you know that it was
just seeing the reaction? Yeah. It was a lot of reactions. Like people just like, some people it was new to some people. So some people was just, like kind of confused. Some people still fucked with it. Some people, they just like, I'm so happy to see him back and just, like some people, they don't talk their shit. But yeah, for the most part, I was definitely just, I was satisfied and just. Like grateful and just seeing it, like seeing all the reactions and all the love. I got a lot of love, so I appreciate that.
Did you know it was gonna go viral when we
recorded? Yeah. I knew it was. I knew it was gonna go up. And I told him I was like, it's really gonna be the highest. It's gonna be the highest viewed Instagram reel of the month, but Phoenix flexing got me. He got me. So.
I go lie, yeah. Phoenix and I go lie. Wayne it was Wayne Wonder that we did? Yeah, Wayne Wonder too. Yeah. I mean, I go lie. Phoenix got one though.
Yeah, he do.
But I like seeing shout out Phoenix. But I think there's like a duality to that too. Phoenix obviously has Shoreline, but like on his own, like it feels like he's been trying to get one too. And he got one, and like I like seeing people who I've known for a long time and also been fans of for a long time, like get to have like their moments,
Yeah.
But when this happened, right? Like, what do you feel like was like? What do you feel like was like the main like what was like kind of like the main positive thing that people were saying, and what do you feel like was like the I guess the main negative thing people were saying when this came out?
The main negative thing, I think people was just saying, like, it was really towards the platform. They're like, why y'all letting him up on here? But like that just the people that just don't know, like the old heads. I feel like that was more like the old heads, like just being old heads.
I mean, it's just another day, bro. Yeah, it's just another day, bro.
Like some people was like just pissed. I was seeing people, just people that been rapping all their life, 15 years plus, and they like, damn, like, I hit up on the radar. They don't even respond to me, but they let this nigga come up here and do this. And, like, shit, my message to them is keep working, young fella, keep working. You might get up here one day. But the good thing, it was just like a lot of people showing love and just like people reaching out, wanting to work. People that I actually fuck with, like heavy reaching out and wanting to work. So I like, just putting me back in the limelight and just like people just receiving like the, I don't know, like the message and just like the art and being different, like just me pushing boundaries and shit. Like a lot of people like seeing me push boundaries. So.
Who are some people that like reach out to you, if you don't mind me asking, or that like you feel? Well, you don't gotta say everybody, but like,
man, shout out Boy Wonder, man. Shout out.
Oh, Boy Wonder hit you up. Shout out Boy Wonder, man.
Shout out Boy Wonder, man.
Shout out Boy Wonder,
let's
man.
Get it in. Let's do it. And a lot of people like Sailor. Like I fuck with Sailor heavy.
I love Sailor.
I've been fucking with Sailor
she's
for
so
like
good.
For a while. I've been fucking with Sailor for like more than like 3 years. So just her reaching out. It was just like a lot of people, like producers and shit. Like some producers, it's like mixed though. Like, but we not gonna get into the politics. Mike Will, we ain't gonna do that. Home team, man. Come on, Mike Will. But other than that, man, a lot of mixed emotions.
Fire, man.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah. Did you feel like you got a lot of like people being like, "Oh wow, he's back"?
Yeah.
You got a lot of that too.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people just he's back, and but I'm here to stay, so they just just stay tuned.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say I saw like you said you got a lot of reactions to it. Like I seen like obviously people were making memes and whatnot, but they were doing that 6 years ago. Anyway.
Yeah.
Was there anybody like because I'm trying to remember there was like a post about was it Shaq, No Life Shaq, who did a post about it?
Yeah, No Life Shaq.
But he had been talking about you for like a long time.
Yeah, shout out to Unc, man. Shout out to the Unc committee, man. Shout out to No Life Shaq, man. That's my dog right there, man. For real. Me and No Life Shaq, we've been going back and forth for like 7 years, man. So like for them just pop out, like, cause I ain't gonna lie, I was talking crazy to No Life Shaq. Like I was talking real crazy to him, but it was like it wasn't like nothing personal. It was just like we were just trolling each other. So I just be taking it to another level. But like for him to repost the shit like the On The Radar Freestyle, man, like that just like I fuck with No Life Shaq. Like I know what this shit is at the end of the day too. Like this is like the internet. So like as long as you're not crossing boundaries and shit, man, like it be all love. Like
I think a lot of times too, like I think people forget that the internet used to be like a pretty chill place.
Yeah.
A pretty fun place. And I think people just like people kind of get a lot of things confused between like the internet and real life nowadays. Yeah. Because like I feel like you probably don't get nearly the hate that people might give you online in person. Like nobody's like I don't know like has that ever happened to you?
Nah, never.
Exactly.
Nah.
Because everything online is not real. The internet's not real. It's an echo chamber.
Yeah. The internet is not a real place. So
that's why I be trying to tell these, like, especially like the younger artists who kind of come and do On The Radar too, and they be like, "Oh, okay, they said this, and this about me." I'm like, "And what?" I ain't gonna lie, bro. They commented on your shit. They boosted your engagement. Like,
they did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, half the people who talk about you online will never like have that same energy for you in person.
Yeah. Nah, I never like nobody never encountered me just like crazy, but yeah, the internet just internet. Like a lot of people actually like met people that was like kind of like just joking and like actually when they meet me in person everything be cool and like now we actually like like locked in and just fucking with each other. So
so you like turn haters to your friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because a lot of times it just be like you said, it just be for content. So people get their views, get their money, and then that's it. But when they see you in person, they be like, "Thank you." And dip. And I think that's like the important thing to remember, even about the people who was hating on you, is like, or were doing reaction, they were hating. It's just like they just did it for their own content. They didn't do it for like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just it be a lot of shit on the internet. Like a lot of people, I don't know, like. I don't know what's the best way I could put this. Like the Waynos and the Waynos and the B dots. Like this is a perfect example, right? So like this should come out and people just try to say like the Too Slimy thing, right? Like Too Slimy, he's doing his own thing. Like people. If you could sell out a show, man, and like you just as like media journalists know that this person could sell out a show and this is what he do to feed his family, like why would you just I don't know, like and then like you hold a significant like place in this genre, this hip hop genre is like why would you just like just try to belittle it instead of just like like embracing it. I just feel like I don't know if they bitter or I don't know what it is, like, but they just need to like embrace it and like people just like a lot of people's like disappointed and they mad. They're like, how did I get on like On The Radar? And just like other people need opportunities and not me, but like what I'm doing is like pushing boundaries that like some of their favorite rappers, kind of like used and was like influenced and able to, like feed their fan base. So it's like, why just, like, I just feel like people should do their homework before they make, like, such commentary that's not really, like, positive and it's not really pushing like the genre, if that make any sense. Like,
I think I had interviewed my homie Jordan Rose, who does like Complex on here a month or two ago, and his whole thing was like, he's like, unless you could formulate a valid opinion with constructive criticism and a response to like why you don't like something, then he's like, I don't really take your opinion seriously. And I think like a lot of times too, like I think the whole reason I started On The Radar was because the older generation just refused to accept the SoundCloud generation. Yeah, you know, like you and I are probably close in age. I'm 29. We're probably around the same age. Yeah, Boat same age. Around
I'm 29 too.
Yeah. So we're all within the same. We're all in the same age range, and I think that like, you know, we all grew up listening to like a lot of different types of genres, which is why like the SoundCloud era was so important to us, because a lot of the music that was being created at that time was a mix of like rock, punk, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And you think about how people in the previous generation were, you know, talking about like Uzi and all them and whatever, and like, you know, and like
the heroes.
Yeah, and like, you know, and again, like I'm cool with all these people, so it's like I try to, you know, educate them as best as I can, but I understand not always it's not meant for them, so it's like you know, it's nothing I could do, right? But what I can do is I can continue to, you know, do what I do with OTR and do that for this generation and the next generation. Yeah. And I think that oftentimes it's like, look, you get to a point where it's just like you like what you like, you don't like what you don't like, and like it is what it is. But at the end of the day, like I've never been the type of person to like, you know, there is music I don't like, and sometimes we do it, and then there is music that I love and we do it. But like, you know, I'm also a believer that like I love boom bap rap. Trust, but I also like underground rap. I also like your music. Like, there's a lot of types of music I like, but I think that also sometimes the rap that people want, like that, you know, that lyrical rap, it's just like they say that they want it, but then they don't stream it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like kind of that's been my whole battle with like in that phase of like hip hop. I'm like, well, I give you guys the lyrical rap that you want, but then you don't appreciate it. Yeah. So it's hip hop is like the music is just in a weird space, but I think that you're doing the right thing with like how you're approaching everything. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm real lyrical, actually. Like
which we're gonna break down the freestyle in a separate video after this. We're gonna talk about it.
Like I'm real lyrical. I say some real shit. Like there's a reason why. Like I don't know. I just feel like if I wasn't saying nothing, I wouldn't even be here. So I'm saying some real shit. Like that a lot of people can relate to, and a lot of people do relate to. So,
and obviously, like you look at the type of artists who have believed in you in the past too. Whether it be like, you know, the Baby Keems really reaching out, FKA Twigs reaching out, 100 Gex reaching out. Like it's like obviously like there's a fan, or even like, you know, the people like Sailor, who is incredible, Boy Wonder, legend. Like it's a lot of incredible people who obviously still reach out no matter what. So I think you just got to find your lane on the internet, and then you good. You feel me? That's really what it is.
Nah, definitely.
But kind of like going into what we're working on now, right? So you had dropped the record not too long ago with Swamp Izzo. Yeah. What are we kind of working towards right now? Is this like a Swamp Izzo hosted project? Like,
it's a project.
Okay. Yeah. So talk to me about it. What we got cooking?
So we got a project coming out. It's called Here to Stay, because I'm here to stay. Y'all need to know I'm here to stay. Like, as much as y'all don't like it, I'm here to stay. So I'm dropping a project. And then, you know, they better just see a whole different side of AR. Because I'm retiring after I drop the project, man. And this is a OTR exclusive. I'm about to retire rap. So, you know.
So where are you going to go after it?
Electronic.
Okay. That's what I figured. But the Swamp Izzo project, right? So it's entirely hosted by Swamp Izzo.
Right.
Shout out Swamp Izzo, of course. The first record obviously was more trap. Obviously, you came and did this on OTR. It blew up. What does the project sound like?
It's definitely more trap. It's definitely more like a hip hop tape with my boy Sensei ATL, producer. So,
shout out Sensei. Yep.
Yeah, that's just it. It's just like a rap. It's really like a rap project. From a couple songs that we've been working to like recently to some like old songs. But for y'all that don't know, Swamp Izzo been my DJ for 6 years. So for people that don't know, like Swamp Izzo was supposed to be my Rolling Loud DJ. And he did my Rolling Loud in Miami during COVID. What that was, October. So yeah, like
so it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been on shout out to Swamp Izzo.
Shout out Swamp Izzo, man. Shout out Swamp. I'm excited for the project. I think it's gonna be fire.
Yeah, no, it is. But the shit, like, yeah, I'm just here to stay. I won't even like dive too much. Like it's like features on there. It's a rap project though, but like, yeah, this like really my final like rap project being released, and yeah, like, you know, there's a lot in store.
Right.
They just going, you know, like they'll definitely see it.
You know, like 5 years ago on that No Jumper interview, you had said that like my music is like a math problem, and once you solve it, it's pure satisfaction. Right.
Right.
You still stand by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Like a lot of people, just like for the like On The Radar Freestyle, like I did it. Some people didn't understand it. Then like some people seen the lyrics, so now you see the lyrics. Now it's kind of like now you hear it better, and it just like makes more sense. Like for somebody who might not understand it on the first listen, you listen to the lyrics, you read the lyrics, now you listen to it again, and it just hit harder. And it's like, you know, it's like solving the math problem and getting the answer right, and knowing that you did it the right way.
I like that. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's a great answer for
Real
it.
shit.
So okay, so you have this project coming out, right? Do you have any like the main goal after that is electronic music?
Yeah.
What do you want to accomplish in that space?
I want to sell out arenas. That's what I want to do.
But are you gonna be like okay? But then what in the electronic space are you like? Are you gonna be the DJ too, or are you gonna be like just the artist making electronic music?
Artist.
Like more so in like what would you? Because I don't want to like compare it, but like in what type of lane in electronic would you, I guess, compare it to?
I don't know. You familiar with AG Cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Okay. More like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
you know, I got a whole project with AG Cook. People wouldn't even know that though. Like, and this project was recorded years ago.
Right.
So, yeah, that's more like on the artist tip though.
Right. So you'll be like the artist, but you'll have somebody like
Yeah.
also with okay.
Like AG, yeah. AG produced the whole project.
Okay, type shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Different.
Different. And also like
movie.
I think the one thing also I really like about you is that you've like always like one thing that you've always said that you've always wanted to push positivity, right?
Yeah.
And I think before we wrap this interview up, right? And you know, despite I want to focus on the positives that have come out of this On The Radar. How would you, to all the people out there who are watching this, who are kind of, this would probably be a lot of people's like introduction to you as well. What would be your message to people? What would be your positive message to people that you will give them who are first discovering you like now?
Don't let them tell you can't. Don't let them tell you, because it might be the closest people in your corner that might tell you, nah, don't do this. Just like me. Like, when I first popped out, they were saying, don't do it. Nah, you doing this, you doing that. And I did it because I believed in myself. So always believe in yourself. And, you know, just always just try to push boundaries. And, you know, like, never let nobody box you in and tell you no, because you could do it just like I did it.
I like that. That's a good way to
Yeah,
end it.
like, nobody could stop this shit. And that's what you need to tell yourself every day. Nobody.
Right. It's a good way to end it. So we have the new project. It's called Here to Stay. Right?
Yeah,
Here to Stay. Hosted by Swamp Izzo.
Hosted by Swamp Izzo.
On the way. On the Radar Freestyle. Out now. We're also going to film a reaction video to his On the Radar Freestyle, which we'll break down some of the lyrics, right? And yeah, man, I just appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come fuck with me.
Man, I appreciate you having me, Gabe. Like I said, anybody got smoke with Gabe got smoke with me.
I appreciate you, bro. Where can people find you?
Staying positive.
But we staying positive.
But
yeah.
Positive.
That's what I was trying to say. We try to say positive.
Yeah, we staying positive.
645 AR and everything, right?
Yeah, 645 AR on Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere. TikTok. Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
For sure, man. Well, look, go get that On The Radar Freestyle out now. Go run up everything my dog has out now. The new project with Swamp Izzo, Here to Stay, is on the way. And until next time, man, 645 AR On The Radar. The frequency. Love is free, support is free. Child already knew that. We out. Bow.